Okay, let's raise the big questions there. Language row in Maharashtra. Is it about politics or culture? Can Marathi Manus dent Hindutva? Language, politics or Goondagardi? We heard Priyanka Chaturvedi of Sena UBT. I want to widen it. Smriti Kopikar is a senior journalist who's tracked Mumbai for decades. Sushi Ben Shah is spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, that's the Shinde group. And Bharat Dabolka, author and writer and theatre person, has been someone associated with Raj Thackeray in the past. I want to get each of you to respond to this. I want to, before I come, I want to come to you, Smriti Kopikar, first, because you've seen Mumbai over the years. Is this, again, Raj Thackeray or the Thackeray's using this Marathi Manus card to unite themselves ahead of a big election? Is this pure politics, or is this about preserving Marathi culture?
राजदीप, मी सुरुवातीला एवढंच म्हणेन, तापमान तापवला जात आहे. That is what it is. The atmosphere is being polarized, heated up. Whatever the compulsions, whatever the motives, we have to understand that this is a manufactured controversy. This has been done with an intent on whatever that goal might be. It might be the elections, local body elections that are coming up now, or it may be a much bigger game plan to diminish Maharashtra, to diminish Marathi on the one hand, and this narrative has happened over a period of time, over the last few years. And therefore, when the language row heats up in Maharashtra, it cannot be and it should not be seen in isolation. It is not just the anger and the ire which, to the surprise of many of us, did not come only from the Shiv Sena or the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, which for them this is a plank, and that's the plank that the Shiv Sena was born on in June of 1966. But this comes on the back of a number of decisions, like moving investment away from Maharashtra, for example, linking certain major projects or railway lines from Maharashtra to Gujarat, for example. And so the public sentiment, as I get it, is about, is the center out to diminish Maharashtra and is therefore using Hindi as a tool to diminish Marathi language. I think that is where that sentiment comes from. And as I said, Rajdeep, it's worth noting that the opposition or the resistance to Marathi did not come only from the political parties. From April 16, 17, from the time the first GR was issued about making Hindi mandatory from class 1 to 5, a huge range of people have become active, from intellectuals, poets, writers, literateurs, theater people, film people, people who work on Marathi language, so linguists, a whole range of them. It's possible that the news outside Maharashtra has not captured all of this entire range. But the resistance has been across the board. The Shiv Sena and the MNS have articulated that resistance in a way that news channels and news people would pick it up. And fair enough, that's their plank. They've done it. Should they do it this way? Of course not. I mean, violence is not going to serve any issue. And just as the BJP government has very selectively, sneakily brought in these two GRs, the opposition or the resistance has also been rather selective. They've gone after the shopkeepers and, the Aam Aadmi on the street saying,
Smriti, let me stop you. Smriti, let me stop you. I've heard you.
Let me finish. They've not gone against the upper class migrants. They've not gone against the children. They've not gone and asked the children of wealthy Mumbaikars this question. Tula Marathi bolta yeta ka? They've not, because they dare not do it.
Okay, Sushi Ben Shah, there is a lot in what Smriti Kopikar says that you need to respond to. Primarily, it is being suggested that this has been boiling for a point. The manner in which leaders come to Maharashtra and say we are taking investments away to Gujarat, there is a sense that the Marathi Manus may well be feeling that he or she is not in control of the destiny of his city or her city and the state. And along comes the Thackerays to capitalize on it. There existed a fertile ground, and Eknath Shinde, having allied to the BJP, was in no position to challenge the BJP. The Thackerays have taken up the challenge, possibly for pure politics, but at the end of the day, it's always been about politics.
Good evening, Mr. Sardesai. It's always a pleasure to be on your show. Now, let me start by to rebut to what Priyanka Chaturvedi said. I was really shocked, aghast, and amused by the kind of brazen half lies, half truth that she propagated. It was us, when Eknath Raoji Shinde, our Mukhya Neta, was the CM, that we got the classical language stated, Abhijat Bhashacha Darja. It was them who ensured that all the Marathi language speaking people go out of Mumbai. Housing was shifted outside Mumbai. It was when our Eknath Raoji Shinde was the urban development minister of housing, that Abhyuday Nagar, Ramabai Nagar was started. People are got back. It is them who was doing the corporation, that all the Marathi.
Is it not true that when Eknath Shinde was chief minister, major projects were taken away from Maharashtra to Gujarat?
Absolutely not. We are today the largest. We are the largest since the Mahayuti government has come. We are the largest income tax player, the GST player, number one in financial position, number one in financial institutions.
That existed before as well.
No, not number one. You see the GST collection, Mr. Sardesai. I'll just tell you exact number.
What does that have to do with Marathi Asmita? They are saying that the notion of Maharashtra pride in some way has been undermined.
No, I'll tell you this. Shiv Sena stands for the Marathi people, the Marathi language, and the culture of Marathi people. You have traveled across Maharashtra on the Election on My Plate, the show which I just love. And you've seen that Maharashtra is all about Shahu Phule Ambedkar. We've imbibed the blessings of Maharashtra. But this political party, the so-called Merawa they had, was not about Marathi Manus, but it was PP, Parivar Pratham. They have no agenda. They have no agenda. So this is the only thing that they are hanging on to. Okay. Trust me, Mr. Sardesai. When you ask Priyanka, मी व्यवस्थित मराठी बोलते, मी मुंबईकर आहे, पण मी गुजराती नाही. पण माझी अन्नपूर्णा, माझी कर्मभूमी मराठी आहे आणि मला अत्यंत सन्मान आहे मराठीसाठी आणि मी नेहमी बोलत असते. Mr. Sardesai, you must speak.
Good to hear you, Sushiben Shah speaking in Marathi. મારી પણ ગુજરાતી બહુ સરસ છે, આટલી સરસ નથી, પણ મારી પણ ગુજરાતી, and that's India. That's India, where you can speak multiple languages. Let me take that to you, Bharat Dabolkar. Bharat Dabolkar, you see, it's all very well to say Hindi is being imposed. You yourself well know, Mumbai has always had Hindi being spoken at the street level, Bombaya Hindi, call it what you will. Suddenly, the Shiv Sena MNS believes Hindi is being imposed on the people of Mumbai. All of this seems as pure politics to an outsider. In any case, violence or Gundaism is unacceptable in the name of language.
I'll tell you, Rajdeep, I have been very close to Bharat Thackeray. I am very close to Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray. I have shared many platforms with them. But I'm a true blue Maharashtrian. I have done my entire schooling in Marathi from Montessori to SSC exams. I only spoke little bit English from my 8th standard. But I'll tell you one thing, this whole issue, everybody, maybe for political reasons, is complicating it beyond what it should be doing. A person speaks a second language away from the mother tongue or the local language because it's a necessity for them to speak that language. I'll give you an example. I have had an agency in Tanzania, advertising agency for 14 years. I have had Maharashtrian art directors with their families staying in Tanzania. Now, my art director's wife only speaks Marathi. Her cook who comes is a Tanzanian. She can't speak Marathi. She can't speak English. She only speaks Swahili. So if my art director's wife has to give her instructions about how much food to cook, she has to learn basic Swahili to communicate that with her. If she has to talk to the driver speaks Swahili and English. She can't speak Swahili or English. She only
but you
speaks
can't
Marathi.
make it mandatory. That's organic. You see,
No,
because of job necessities, you do it. You can't force it on people. The worry is you're forcing it on people.
When it is necessary, Rajdeep, people pick up that language, at least the kind of language or the kind of sentences they need to learn, because it's a necessity for survival. In Mumbai, unfortunately, we are such a cosmopolitan city that a man who comes from outside, his servant is not Maharashtrian, his dhobi is not Maharashtrian, His bhelwala is not Maharashtrian. His bhajiwala is not. So he is not required to speak Marathi. The problem is not whether Marathi pride or Hindi pride. Is he required to learn that language for living in this society? And he is not in Mumbai.
Okay.
In Tamil Nadu, he has to speak Tamil to exist. In
Rajdeep,
West Bengal, he has to learn Bengali to exist. Here, a man from outside can happily carry on for 25 years without speaking a single word in Marathi. I am a proud Maharashtrian. As I said, I'm the only one on this panel who studied Marathi and nothing else. But I speak Gujarati, I read and write Gujarati, I act in a Gujarati play. I speak Bengali, I speak a stuttering of Tamil, I speak Hindi. I'm not saying, but that is my hobby, that is my passion. But unless I was forced, why would I learn a new language?
You know, I wish we could widen this, and maybe this Friday we'll do this as a
Mr.
round table and
Sardesai, I
get
should
some
be
of you
allowed
on
to
it.
come in.
I'm going to get both of you 30 seconds each, starting with you, Sushi Ben Shah. Sushi Ben Shah, you want to respond to this, that there should also be, you will agree, you cannot impose a language on children in class 1. Leave that again optional. Let it be organic. You cannot impose it. Agreed or not?
No. The limited point here is, Davolkar sahib, મને ઘણો આનંદ થયો કે તમે પણ ગુજરાતી નાટક કરો છો. I welcome it. And I also, this is what true spirit of India is. But I would like to tell you this, the duplicity. UBT, Ubata is forcing Marathi language. Their own MP can't speak the language. I mean, I'm aghast. And they don't, we as Shiv Sena very clear. You can't humiliate the Marathi language or Marathi people, you'll pay a price. But we don't take law on their own hand. Did Priyanka Chaturvedi condemn Manase? No, they don't have the guts, because that is the only thing.
Okay, your point is taken, Sushi Ben. Your point is taken. As I said, I wish I had more time. I want to give Smriti just 30 seconds. Smriti Kopikar, just 30 seconds. Is this language now, you think, going to escalate further?
It could escalate further, and I think we need to be seeing it in its totality, not just about the MNS and Shiv Sena coming down in the only manner they know, with violence against people or the common people who can't speak Marathi. The genesis of this started with imposition of Hindi, making Hindi mandatory from class 1 to 5 in schools across Maharashtra. Please note that Hindi has always been taught in schools in Maharashtra. I passed out of class 10 SSC with Hindi as my second language. So it's not that Hindi was not being taught in schools. The mandatory nature of that circular, of that GR, is what has sparked off the whole thing. And then when there was resistance, just a minute, Rajiv, when there was resistance, there was a second GR that tried to sneak in the Hindi. So what is this? I think the opposition is not to Hindi, but to the imposition and the sneaking in of Hindi.
1 second.
I've completely run out of time. As I said, we will widen this debate. We'll do a full hour-long show on language, not just Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, all the states. But I thank you, my guests, for joining me. It's a fascinating subject. To what extent can language be taught organically or grown organically, or does it have to be imposed from the top? Is uniformity really what India wants, or diversity when it comes to language?